Hello and a warm welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Melinda Akinlami. On the program today, contractors struggle to complete renovation work at the new terminal building of the Kaduna Airport ahead of closure of the Nnamdi International Airport, Abuja. The acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, swears in Justice Walter Onogen as the new Chief Justice of Nigeria. And police in Bayelsa and Ogun states clamp down on criminals, send signals to others to turn a new leaf. A warm welcome to the program. The acting president of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has performed the groundbreaking ceremony to signal the commencement of work on the new Lagos-Ibadan standard gauge rail project. The federal government awarded the project to China's Civil Engineering Construction Corporation at an estimated cost of 458 billion naira. The rail project was flagged off by the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, in 2006. The first phase of the project, the Kaduna to Abuja track, took 10 years to deliver, but the present administration expects this second phase to be completed on or before December 2018. The project is expected to generate at least 250,000 jobs. Barely 24 hours to the closure of the Nnamdi International Airport, Abuja, and contractors are still battling to complete renovation works at the new terminal building of the Kaduna Airport, which will handle the Abuja air traffic for about 6 weeks. While many foreign airlines have indicated that they are not ready to operate through Kaduna State because of huge logistics, local airlines are making last-minute arrangements, replanning their schedule to fit into the new reality. The managing director of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, Saleh Danoma, who is at the airport to supervise the ongoing project, assures Nigerians that the work will be completed in good time.
We were instructed that we should expedite to make sure that we meet the deadline. You know, it's not just handing over. Of course, we will take over, start operation, and he has a defect liability time, which is for 6 months. So we'll be operating the building with his staff, especially the new installations. He will be there on ground to make sure that we fulfill the conditions of contract, which allows for 6-month defect liability period. We have a control tower in place. We are using the temporary fire tower. You know, the fire watch tower is also good enough for the controllers to use. It's equipped, so for now we are using that. But we have put in place a process to complete this tower. We are waiting for the cabin, so as soon as the cabin arrives, we can continue. You can see that the structure is ready. It's just for us to put the cabin on top of it.
From aviation to diplomatic matters, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has sent a strong open letter to the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, asking him to tell the U.S. President Donald Trump that Nigeria will not accept the harassment of her citizens with valid multiple entry visas at the U.S. airports. SERAP's open letter, signed by its executive director, Adetokunbo Mumuni, follows the revelation by the senior special assistant to the president on foreign affairs and diaspora, Abike Dabire Erowa, in the last few weeks. Nigerians with multiple entry visas have been denied entry and sent back to the country. SERAP says, and I quote, "The Nigerian government must stand up to Trump and defend Nigerians' internationally recognized right to freedom of movement, just as the Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi did for his own citizens." End of quote. The agency also explains that the Universal Declaration of Human Rights guarantees freedom of movement. To legal matters now, the ECOWAS court sitting in Abuja has dismissed the application filed by the federal government seeking to quash a suit filed by the self-acclaimed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, who is seeking unconditional release and payment of $800 million as damages. The federal government, in its application, had asked the court to dismiss the case because it is a subject matter before the Federal High Court and the Appeal Court. In his ruling, the presiding judge, Justice Micha Wright-Williams, dismissed the application for lack of merit.
In the suit, we are claiming the sum of $800 million on account of the gross violation of his fundamental rights, and also seeking for the regional court intervention, ECOWAS Community Court of Justice, to direct that he should be released unconditionally in line with the previous order made by the domestic courts. Then the federal government filed an objection challenging the competence of our suit. That objection was heard at the last agenda date, and ruling was just delivered this morning. And the court dismissed the objection filed by the federal government in its entirety, and also for lacking the merit. The suit has just been adjourned to the 7th of April for hearing of our substantive suit, having dismissed the objection to our suit.
And still on legal issues, the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has asked the new Chief Justice of Nigeria to use his position to right the wrongs in the bar and the bench. He was speaking at the council chambers after swearing in Mr. Walter Onogen as the new Chief Justice of Nigeria. He says that Justice Onogen is taking office at a crucial time when all have lost confidence in the judiciary.
Vice President.
Professor Yemi Osinbajo appears for the swearing-in ceremony of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, who has been in acting capacity since November 10.
Thank you very much.
Steps forward for the swearing-in proper following his confirmation by the Senate.
I, Walter Kanu, do solemnly swear.
He signs the dotted lines while the Vice President watches with rapt attention, after which he steps forward for the presidential handshake. By virtue of his position, he is also conferred with the honor of the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, here decorated by the Vice President. The new Chief Justice pledges his loyalty to the Federal Republic of Nigeria and solicits the cooperation of all arms of government.
I pledge my loyalty to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as you've heard me sworn on the Bible today. I ask for the special grace of God to continue to keep to my oath of office. I solicited the cooperation, fullest cooperation of everybody. There are 3 arms of government. These 3 arms belong to the same government. We should explore areas of cooperation to enable us move the country forward. One fundamental principle is paramount, and that is the independence of the judiciary.
The Vice President brought President Buhari's congratulatory message, urging him to use his position to restore people's confidence in the judiciary.
My Lord, you assume this position at a crucial time in the history of our nation. It is a time when governments, all arms of government, have suffered loss of confidence from the people of this nation. And it is so also with our judiciary. It is a time when, my Lord, and justices of our courts are called upon to resuscitate that confidence that the people of this nation want to have in the institutions of government and indeed in the judiciary. I pray that your tenure will revive and sustain that confidence. Yesterday, I had a discussion with the President, Commander-in-Chief, President Muhammadu Buhari, and not only did he extend his personal warm wishes and congratulations, he asked that I personally convey that to you, and I do so now.
Justice Onoge is the 17th Chief Justice of Nigeria and is the only Chief Justice of Nigeria from the southern part of the country in 30 years. Chukwuma Onwekusi, Channels Television News.
Meanwhile, the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, believes the Chief Justice of Nigeria has time on his hands to revive the judiciary. The Senate President was among many dignitaries that attended the swearing-in of the new Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onogen, at the presidential villa. Dr. Saraki told State House correspondents after the ceremony that the Senate had to drill the CJN when he appeared before them, and he's optimistic that Justice Onogen has all it takes to turn the judiciary around.
Very rigorous and it was very useful session with us, very enriching. Took him up on the major issues, the independence of judiciary, which you heard him speak about. That's the main thing which we want to see from the independent judiciary. We want to see a judiciary that also cooperates with other arms of government in doing a lot of reforms. And I think he's at a very particular time because he has, I think, about 4 years. And I think that gives time really for a lot of reforms in the judiciary. As you know, there are some major issues now, but I'm confident that with time on his side and his commitment to some of the issues he's talked about in trying to ensure that the judiciary is independent, the rule of law, a lot is expected of him. Normally, sometimes CJNs have a very short period of time. He will have no excuse not to deliver on reforming the judiciary. And we hope he does that, and we wish him all the best.